This video is brought to you by Squarespace, a platform perfect for making your own website or online store. Hello everyone! Today I wanted to talk about how to make sketchbooking easier on yourself and things that I do to make the whole process easier, faster, less cleanup, all that kind of stuff. I was thinking about this the other day because I feel like there's two kinds of sketchbook sessions that I like to do. There's one where I actually break out all my supplies and paint and brushes. And then there's one where I just want to draw stuff quickly and just get my ideas down and not deal with setting up a bunch of supplies and getting ready to draw. We're going to be drawing badgers in this video and filling a page of badgers because the Patreon package for May is going to be all about badgers. So this is going to be the sketchbook page, and then I have a print that I'm working on and a sticker. So stay tuned for that. But let's get into talking about how to sketch with ease, how to make it easier on yourself. Because if you don't have a lot of energy, sometimes just setting up to draw can feel like such a chore and then you don't even want to draw at all. So what I like to do is I like to use my ready-to-go art supplies, and these are the supplies that you can just pick up and put on the page, and you don't need to set anything up really, you just grab it and draw with it. Some supplies that are like this, most of them are like this honestly, but these are things like markers, like water-based markers, acrylic markers, pencil crayons, felt tip pens, brush pens, mechanical pencils so that there's no sharpening, mechanical erasers so that you have precision when you're erasing, electric pencil sharpeners if you do need to sharpen things, but honestly, I just like to use a knife because it's just easier. But if I don't feel like using a knife, I'll use my electric pencil sharpener. You can use pastels, things that you can just pick up and draw. There's no color mixing, there's no setup. It's just a supply that's ready to go whenever you're ready to draw. Art supplies that don't fall into this category are like watercolor, gouache, dip pens, acrylic paint, anything that needs a brush, pencils that you need to sharpen a lot. Pencils are kind of in that gray area because you can pick them up and draw with them, but as soon as they need to be sharpened, that's just another step between you and drawing. It sounds dramatic because it doesn't really take that long to sharpen something, but sometimes these little tasks can feel like a chore. So I think mechanical pencil crayons do exist and I want some. Honestly, I really do. But I have so many regular pencil crayons that I just use them all the time. Basically, anything that needs to be mixed or prepared or set up are the supplies that aren't really ready to go. And there's pros and cons to both kinds of supplies, and you might use them both together. Sometimes I'll use all my supplies on one piece because I'm very mixed media in my sketchbooking approach. But the pros of using the ready-to-go supplies is the ease of use. It speeds up your sketchbook session so that you can just focus on the art and drawing and not fiddling with all the supplies. And yes, art isn't just about doing it quickly, but this video is about how to make things easier for yourself. The cons are that you can't mix your own colors, and this is one of the biggest things because the main advantage with using paint is that you can create any color you want and then put it on the canvas. For pencil crayons and markers and things that you need to purchase each individual color, you can only mix them on your canvas or on your paper. You can't mix them off to the side on a palette and then apply them to your page. Some markers you can do that, but you know what I'm trying to say. They have a pre-made color that you add to your page, and you can layer colors on top of each other to create new colors, but it's not as flexible as paint where you can literally mix whatever color you want. So supplies that are ready to go can be limiting in this sense. So that means you need a lot of different colors of each one in order to be able to actually draw the things you want to draw with the colors that you like to use. Also, painting with an actual brush can give more options with mark making and how wide you want your strokes to be because pencil crayons are pretty thin, mechanical pencils are pretty thin, markers are pretty thin unless you have really thick markers. Brushes, you can use any size you want. You can use a super thin brush, a super thick brush to cover the whole page. That's definitely a big advantage with things you need to mix and apply with a brush. There's more setup involved in that, but there's a lot more options for yourself. Also, mechanical pencils are one thickness, and they're usually pretty thin. If you use regular pencils, they are thicker, and you can sharpen them all the way down to a really long point so that you have the side of the pencil to use for shading. That's a really nice, flexible way to use pencils, and The downside is you have to sharpen them, but they're really not that inconvenient to use or to sharpen. And actually, I found this mechanical pencil that is pretty thick. It's a 2mm mechanical pencil, and it's the Mars Technico lead holder, and I like to put 2B lead in it. And it's kind of like a happy balance between a mechanical pencil and a regular pencil because it's a very thick mechanical pencil, and it's just really nice to pick up and sketch with. You can sharpen it because there's a built-in sharpener in the back. And that's one of my favorite like ready-to-go supplies that I like to use. And I mentioned mechanical erasers are really convenient for this when you're using pencil because they're very thin, and the thinner the eraser, the more precise you can be. But also if you need to erase a lot, a thicker eraser is better for that. Erasers don't need any prep, so I don't know why I'm talking about them in this video, but I guess I just mean the mechanical eraser kind of goes with like using thinner supplies or wanting to be more precise. So it makes it a little bit easier on yourself because we're talking about making the sketchbook process a little easier. Now for a break to thank this video's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is a platform where you can build your own website. You can use it for a blog, a portfolio. You can even have your own online shop. For me, I use it for my portfolio since I'm an artist, and I really like their portfolios in galleries feature. It makes it really easy to upload your art, rearrange it anytime you want. They're always displayed beside each other nicely because of the automatic image scaling. Squarespace Blueprint is a new feature where you can answer a questionnaire, select different blocks for your website, and basically build your own template. And if you'd rather not build your own template, they have a huge library of pre-made templates to choose from. If this sounds interesting to you, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JelArts and save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So that's sort of the main points I wanted to say. And some things that I did in this particular sketchbook session is that I started with a mechanical pencil to do all the sketches. And then I went in with a brush pen to outline the details. And I also went in with a water-based marker that has a brush nib. So it gives you a little more flexibility with the mark making whenever you use a brush nib, because you can make it thicker or thinner instead of just like a fixed width type of marker. So I added some shadows with that. I used a brush pen to do details. And then I just started layering different supplies on top of each other. So I did some pastel for the grass. I did some acrylic marker for the background. And acrylic marker is great for like final details because it's opaque. So you can go on top of any other supply you have. And you don't need to mix paint for this. They're already pre-made in the markers and they're ready to go. Like we've been talking about, you can't mix your own colors. Like they're already pre-made colors. So you have to find one that will work with your page. That's the one drawback, but it just makes it so much easier to do sketching when you have like an opaque supply that can go on top of your other supplies. I like to start with the ones that aren't opaque and then build up to more opaque layers as you add details. That's sort of how I do my sketchbook spreads. It gives a lot of flexibility to like be able to draw over things and paint over things because your supplies can actually cover stuff. If you know what I mean, like regular markers, you can't draw over a black area and see the marker. It's just going to kind of tint it all. But when you use like acrylic markers, which are opaque, you can put white highlights on black areas, and it just makes it so much easier. I think it is a little more expensive to do art this way, to have a supply in every color that you need, but I've been slowly building up my collection of art supplies, and I have a lot of different colors in each one, and it just makes the process much more simple. But if you want to have access to all sorts of different colors for like a more affordable price tag, I think it is cheaper to just buy a couple tubes of paint of like gouache or whatever your chosen opaque paint is. I think gouache is a great option because you only need like the primaries, black and white. I don't even use black a lot when I do gouache, but if you want really dark colors, black can help a lot. And you just need a brush and some water, and then you have access to so many different colors. But if you just want to grab supplies and just use them on the go and not have to get a water cup, a paper towel, a palette, all that sort of stuff, then having all these supplies can be really useful. I also would very much encourage you to try mixed media because you just never know what kind of effects you're going to get. Like certain supplies are better for different things. Like I find when I want to do outlines, I have a hard time using watercolor for that, or paint or a brush, because my hand is not the most steady and I just really like using brush pens or pencil crayons to do outlines because I find I have a little more control that way, but maybe you will have more control with paint. I find watercolor is really great for base layers and for just like dropping in colors very easily and quickly. Also, something else about watercolor that I have been trying lately is using water brushes again. Are they called water brushes? It's like those brushes where you fill it up with water and then you don't need a cup of water in a brush. You have it already there. They are a little bit limiting in certain ways, like you can't control the flow of water as well as you could with like a brush and a cup of water, but it makes using watercolor on the go a lot easier. And I used to have a bunch of water brushes, but I think I got rid of them because I never used them. But now I'm kind of like, I want to try them again. And I was in Michael's and they were on clearance, so I was like, okay, I'll grab a regular size and a small, or like they only had two, so I just grabbed them both. And I haven't got a chance to use them much lately, but I have them and I'm gonna like try to see if it makes me use watercolor in my sketchbook more, because watercolor is my favorite supply. It's one of my favorite supplies. It's just so nice to like drop down colors and fill things in really quickly, and it just like brings life to stuff very easily, and then you can draw on top of it to add details and just bring your drawing to life. The problem with it is that I need to go fill up a cup of water. I need to grab a paper towel. I need to protect my desk. I need a surface. It's just very, there's a lot of setup involved. So I'm like, okay, what's a way I can make it just easier for myself to do this? So the water brushes are hopefully gonna be the solution, but I don't know. They're not as easy to use as a normal brush because you have a little bit less control. But anyways, I had a lot of fun with this sketchbook spread. I was just thinking about like different supplies and why I use them, and maybe some tips to make sketching a little bit more easy on yourself. Of course, you don't need to use colors in your sketchbook. Like you can literally just grab a pencil and draw tons of stuff. I guess this is more for if you want to incorporate a lot of different colors in your sketchbook, like easy ways to do that. Those are my tips for that. I think badgers are really fun to draw. I've been trying to draw them lately and try to learn how to draw them, but their anatomy is confusing me because they are very fluffy, and fluffy animals, it's very hard to tell like how their legs move and like how they're attached, and like I just have to keep drawing them over and over until I sort of understand. But they are so much fun. I love drawing like the little rodent creatures. I don't know if badgers are rodents, but you know what I mean, like the small little fluffy critters, little mammals. They're so fun to draw. They're just really cute. I like how badgers are kind of like, they look like skunks and raccoons at the same time. They're like skunk raccoons. And the print I'm working on for May is going to be really cute. I'm very excited about it. I'll be revealing that sometime in the near future. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any tips for just like making sketchbooking easier and like hacks to like save time and to save energy so that you can just focus on making the actual art and not focus on messing with the supplies. And of course, sometimes like messing with the supplies is the fun part. Like that can be its own, like that can provide enjoyment on its own. I'm just talking about those moods where you don't really feel like dealing with all of that. Ways to make it easier on yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know which of these little doodles is your favorite, which of the doodles that I made is your favorite in the comments, and let me know if you've been drawing any critters lately or what your favorite critter is to draw. And don't forget to check out my shop where I sell stickers, lots of like little critter cozy illustrations on there, lots of prints, washi tape, pins, keychains. I'm gonna have lanyards soon in like a month or two. That's gonna be really fun. I have post-it notes, I have stationery, all sorts of stuff on my shop. So check that out. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.